up, everybody? This is your boy, Metahuman Macaluco. We're starting off 2026 with another second strong interview with none other than Slasher Steve. Now, for those who don't know, Slasher Steve has been my best friend for, let's say, a good eon or two, okay? We started off with the EOU Slasher Friends, the Luco commercials, Nicer Slice, music. We did it all together. We've seen some shit. We've met some cool ass people.
Many sagas,
many arcs like Dragon Ball. How are we doing, Steve?
Good, Bubba. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So, Steve, tell us about your come up. What got you into what led you to become Slasher Steve?
As a kid, I was introduced to. I've always been around movies. My whole family loves movies. Like, I mean, you probably saw The Room in the beginning of this video. There's pop culture and movie posters, and there you go. We got Goodfellas here. We got Terrifier here. It's just movies have always been an escape for me. You know, from the shit reality. I mean, reality's whatever, but movies you can just go into and you can like get lost in them. I've always loved the creative aspect. Like, it's just definitely a huge work of art, you know, the whole thing, the whole production. Horror movies specifically, growing up, my mom has always been a huge horror movie fan too, so she would be scared watching them, and she would tell me to like watch them with her even when I was like a little kid. So I got exposed to those really young. Growing up, I know you know about this channel, of course, back when TV was still a thing. Chiller. That was like, you know, a huge influence on my horror, you know, raising. Just watching Friday 13th movies at like, you know, freaking 2 a.m, and Tales from the Crypt and Twilight Zone and a bunch of horror movies like Halloween.
The Masters of Evil. The Masters of Horror.
Masters of Horror with Stephen King and Tobe Hooper, all the legends. Yeah, so, you know, just huge horror movie fan. That's probably my favorite genre, of course, just because it's, I don't know. There's a lot of different reasons why, but it's just really badass, I think. Just horror movies are like a huge, they're icons, you know, like you got Freddy, Jason, Michael, Leatherface, all the slasher friends. You know, that was a show we did growing up that I'll always remember those memories. Good times. That's what we used to do on our weekends, just making, you know, fun videos. So it's been a roller coaster of just going through the years of, you know, learning more and helping other people, you know, learn about movies and shit. Like, that's, you know, I'm not good at math, but there's one thing I am good at, and it's delving into, you know, a movie's synopsis. So I just love movies. You know, I've always said that I'm in our circle, I feel like, you know, I'd be the Steven Spielberg, Steven Vasili. We got George Lucas over here, Lucas Macaluso. My brother would be the Martin Scorsese. He's the, you know, the film snob, but you know, he's opening his taste more. Yeah, so, you know, there's just a lot of influences like that. So I just love movies. They're a great escape, to put it simply.
Now, what's your take on music? You've been rapping for quite a while too.
Yeah, you know, and I've dropped off for a minute on rap, but it's like riding a bike. You never forget how to do it. I always say once you get the flow down of making like music, especially rap is all about your cadence and, you know, the way that you go off the beat. I always say if the beat is good, then I'll be able to go off it. And me and this guy have made, I can't even count how many songs we've made over the years. And I love collaborating. I've made songs with Lucas, with Dylan, Lil DeVille, my brother, Mikey Finger, frickin' Table Legs, shout out to Table Legs, frickin' the list goes on. Like, we've just bedroom rappers. That was a great, you know, little era of rap with the boys, just chilling in the bedroom, getting high.
COVID hit.
And yeah, COVID hit, so we were literally all like trapped inside me and Michael's bedroom, you know, just on you know, weekends, just chilling. And
it wasn't even weekends. It was an everyday thing at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Because you really had nowhere else to go. Like, we were all masked up inside. I've been masked up for life, you know, with this horror shit, so I was ready. Um, yeah, it's so much fun. I love being creative and music. I always say music is the universal language, you know, beats especially. And that's why I'm so proud of you for getting into DJing, because like you could just expose people to like whole different music types, and they can blend and mix, and you can, you know, I love hearing like different music just like mesh together. But
It really depends, because sometimes it's got to fit a vibe and
yeah, you play to your
BPM.
audience, of course, because I've DJed before, not like on that level, but when I was at Monster Mini Golf, I was DJing for 7 years, and it was always, you always had to feel the crowd, which is something, as you know, like actors, we've always done. You know, like I character act too. We just finished up being the Grinch over the holiday season, and before that, we were Art the Clown for October at one of my jobs, Cherry Smash. So it's all about playing to your audience, and now you're, you know, getting even more into that as a DJ. So yeah, like you did that party where it was more of what kind of music? What you could describe that as?
I So for Guildhall, I explicitly made it house and D&B, but
Even before that, that party, that private event, you know, for
Grandpa's.
the Deadlights. Remember the Deadlights guy? You know what I'm talking about. That birthday party for that guy, the older gentleman.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bruce.
Bruce. There you go. I didn't know his name. I call him Deadlights because of that picture.
Oh, bro.
Bro.
First of all, that's his coworker. Secondly, that whole party was R&B and New Jack Swing.
Yeah, so there you
It was
go.
an older crowd.
Right. So it's it's always. I remember one time at Monster Mini Golf. I used to do it not just one night, but there's one night I remember because I got a $20 tip, which was great, and it was a off duty cop, and I was just playing 80s music because I could tell that's the, you know, era that they grew up on music. And this guy literally walks over to me at the DJ booth, and he's like, "You brought us back to the 80s when we were kids again, man. Here's a 20." I was like, "Hell yeah, man." It's all about playing to your audience. You gotta, like, you know, music is so important. I always say, as when we're long gone and the aliens are like digging through the archives of the dust after it settles, and they find a few things that we actually left here that I feel like were something that really mattered. Music is definitely going to be one of those things that they'll be in the UFO chamber, just not bobbing their heads, you know, just to some rhythm and some jazz and some fucking wild shit out there, bro. They're gonna.
It's a wild transition.
That's what I'm saying. That music has. That's what I'm saying. It could be rhythm. It could be jazz, R&B, fucking dubstep, techno, fucking heavy metal, rock. I was raised on classic rock. Like, I still say the Beatles are my favorite band. The poster's covered, but there's so much shit in here. Yeah, the Beatles are still my favorite band. Anytime anybody asks. It sounds generic, but I mean, I swear to God, I have not heard one bad Beatles song. Like, I'll die on that hill. Like, people can say, "Oh, they were better in their early years," or "Oh, they were better when they got more experimental." I love the whole freaking experience. And I just had a customer at Grateful J's who was literally telling me about all the concerts he's gone to, and Eric Clapton, and freaking I told him I went to Santana last year for my birthday. He's like, I literally sat, like, me and you, like, close as we are. He said Santana was literally, like, had his feet, you know, just like chilling with the audience, like right there next to him. Like, bro, like, he was up close and personal because he was friends with a woman who worked for Ticketmaster, so he was just able to go to unlimited concerts. And I was like, oh, I hope 2026 is full of even more concerts. Like, yeah, I have some lined up. He told me about Revolution, you know, that club, which is a really good club. And he told me, like, he gave me a little, like, tidbit. He's like, yeah, always try to make sure, a really good way to, like, have a great time at Revolution is, when these cruises come back from, like, their, you know, their expeditions out at sea, a lot of the time, if you time it right, when a cruise has just landed back down in Miami or whatever, or wherever the fuck Revolution is. Revolution, Miami?
Revolution is in Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale, whatever. He's like, if the, you know, cruise has just got back near that area, then they'll actually, Revolution will have, like, you know, they'll have a front line, or they'll have somebody who, like, you already know is going to play. But then a lot of the time, he said people straight off the freaking cruise line who are, like, performing for that, who were stuck out at sea, are going to pop by and just, like, start, like, you know, playing their shit. So he's like, you get some extra bonuses, and he's found out so many different bands he never even knew about that way. music, like, you know, it's with that customer, with anybody out in the crowd, it's just such a great, easy way to connect from human to human. I've always felt so. That's how I feel about music. It's a universal language for sure. Love music. It's in my soul. It's in my bones. It's in my blood. It's in my balls.
So why don't you make more when given the opportunity?
Yeah. I have to be, like I said, I have to be really into it. You've seen my type of rap style. I always try to, I mean, I've rapped about life. We have raps about life, about, you know, like the shit we've gone through with girls, the COVID, when that shit hit. But what I really think the easiest thing for me to rap about, and this is why I almost, whenever somebody asks, what kind of rap stylist are you? First of all, my whole life, people have, you know, and I'm not going to disagree. I fuck with Tyga. They're like, you sound like Tyga. I was like, I'll take that as a compliment because I fucking love Tyga. You know, back in the day, well done. That whole fucking 3 albums. But I always say, but then what my point was is, for me, the easiest way to get into like making a song for a rap would be if it's a themed rap. I have a Goosebumps rap. I have a Child's Play rap. I have a King of Crystal Lake, bitch, Jason is my name. So, like, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, fucking Stranger Things. God, the Stranger Things rap is a huge hit. Like, the Spider-Man rap. King of Crystal Lake is the most viewed rap just because I pushed that one the hardest because our music video went so hard. But basically, I always say, like, the way I think of myself as an artist is I feel like I'm like Weird Al Yankovic meets fucking Tyga, like some kind of weird ass, and that makes so much sense because I am just like amalgamation of 2 different kinds of worlds, just like nerdy shit, but like also like we can go hard on a beat. So to answer your question, why don't I take more opportunity? First of all, I work 7 days a week, so the little time I do have is usually either filled with watching YouTube to go to sleep, or just getting home and just falling the fuck asleep because I'm just so tired from. I work 7 days a week, and that's not even it. I'm not even trying to, like, you know, bitch. My life could be way worse. But 7 days a week, 13-hour shifts, and it's not just one job. If it was just one job, like, God, if I only just worked at the smoke shop, sometimes I feel like my life would be easier. But it's not that. I open up at the smoke shop, Grateful J's. Shout out Grateful J's. They used to be amazing. And then I go from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. at Grateful J's, and then I immediately have to rush over to the second job I work at, Cherry Smash. Shout out Cherry Smash. They're pretty cool. Go get their ice cream. Say hi to Art the Clown and the Grinch if I'm there, or Slasher Steve behind the counter scooping your ice cream. So, yeah, think about it. You know, I work 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and then 4 p.m. to freaking 11 p.m., and bub, like, right now, Wednesday, like, everybody's like, oh, Friday, Saturday. I'm like, I don't have those. I don't have weekends. My weekend is a Wednesday night, unfortunately. Yes, Friday nights also, I get off at a decent time. Wednesdays, I get off at 4, and I don't close anywhere else, which is great. But Friday nights, I get off, I work 1 to 6 at Cherry Smash, which isn't terrible either, and then I don't close anywhere. Which, thank God, I at least have a Friday night, because so many things pop off on Friday nights, like Club Chemistry, when I would go out there more. You know, Las Olas, freaking love Club Chemistry. Shout out Club Chemistry, even though I've heard a lot of people shitting on it recently. I don't fucking care. That's the one club I really feel comfortable at. It's really good vibes.
Renzo once said that there is a balance of mainstream and underground, and chemistry helps the mainstream.
Yeah.
And 40% of the people who have performed at chemistry have performed at pub dubs.
There you go. And yeah, you've brought me to pub dubs. The problem with pub dubs, there is no problem. The fucking thing is, it's 40 minutes away, and
Chemistry is the same amount of time.
That's true. You're right, but I feel like I have a better chance of. I won't say that. But there's just more of a crowd that I'm interested in. Getting
the same crowd.
Okay, pub dubs though usually feels like way more dead. I'm not trying to shit on pub dubs, but compare fucking Club Chemistry to friggin' pub dubs. I'm sorry, like there's a difference. I'm sorry,
but you understand that there's a reason why pub dubs was made, right? If you actually watch
like you said, for the underground people, for the people who are trying to like get their name out there, good for them. But I want to go to a freaking show and I want to have a good time. Like, I'm sorry. Like, pub dubs is cool. I've never had a bad time at pub dubs. But when I go in there, it's like there's a person in the corner. There's somebody doing the set. And then there's people at the bar. I'm like, club chemistry, bro. I'm literally surrounded by like
Well, that's an unfair comparison.
freaking ladies over here and
you're
freaking
comparing
Wookiees over there.
looks.
Like somebody will literally just come up to me and like give me some like pills and shrooms. Like I want that. Like if I'm gonna go out and like spend fucking like $15 on parking, and you know you don't have to pay for parking at pub dubs. That is a good thing. I don't know. I'm just trying.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree.
Okay, that's fine. And I know you love pub dubs. I just haven't gone to it as much as chemistry, and I don't even go to chemistry anymore, really. But I can just say, in my life, I've had a lot of fun fucking times out in Las Olas, even though somebody just got shot up there last time when I was just talking about it the other day. They're like, yeah, I just went there and there was a shooting. I'm like, well, it's Las Olas Strip is kind of turning into like a mini Miami, like in a bad way. So apples to oranges. I fuck with both, but pub dubs is a little more low key, and I'm not saying low key is a bad thing, but when I go out to a show, I want to like meet new people. Pub dubs, I feel like also is a lot of the same, you know, like crowd. I mean, they have their, you know, established following. You're one of them, you know, and that's great.
So how do you feel about Riptides and
Riptides is also fucking great. Love Riptides. And what were you gonna say the next thing? And what, their crowd?
Yeah.
Yeah, Riptide, like you said, it's pretty much the same crowd. It's just how many people show up. Riptides has a good, you know, usually a good amount of people show up depending on the show, the set. I know a lot of the people at Riptides. One of our good friends, Brian, is there. There's that other Brian that's there. He's really fucking chill. I love the visuals on the wall. That's one thing I also love about chemistry, the visuals. Can't compare, like, you know, like the lights. It's just a crazy setup. But yeah, Riptides, I used to go literally after I'd get off work. I'd wait a little. I'd do some mushrooms or I'd do some shroom, you know, gummies. Or when I smoked, I would freaking go out there with like 2 blunts in my ears. Maybe meet up Brian. Maybe he'd slip me some, you know, freaking X. That was amazing. Like, miss Brian so much. Love him. And we would literally just put all our fucking lawn chairs and we would watch on Wednesday nights, every Wednesday at Riptides. It's poi night, which is fire bending shit. And when you're tripping, I mean, you don't have to be tripping, but tripping out at Riptides on a Wednesday night is a good time. Riptides also has, you know, shows they do, you know, like different events. They have, sometimes they'll have like different vendor nights where like just a bunch of, Brian showed me a really cool like horror movie shirt he got at one of those. And I've seen a lot of cool stuff. I've seen like cow skin hats, and not made out of cow, but they're like almost like Doja Cat, you know, freaking her cow shit, like that kind of style. It's just cool. I love to see people do what they love for, you know, people who are like-minded, you know. So I love Riptides. Have a lot of good experiences there, as you can tell. Last time I went out there was when I was dressed up like Art the Clown in October, and I ended up bumping into freaking Kyle. Shout out DJ Aziz. DJ Aziz. That was fun.
So, aside from Cherry Smash, what other spots have you gone out your way to dress up as characters?
Oh yeah. Well, I just made a nice, dude. I made in 2 days this last weekend. Cherry Smash, they pay me $150 a night. So Friday at Cherry Smash, I was the Grinch. Saturday night at Cherry Smash, I was the Grinch. And then immediately after 11 p.m. when I get off of Cherry Smash, I went to Tribe Tea Lounge. There we go. That's one place that always gives me an opportunity. Shout out Tribe Tea Lounge. Shout out Joe behind the counter. He's a real one. Bro, they paid me good too. And it's because they knew I could bring my, you know, my A material, my A game, my $1,000 Grinch mask. I have the costumes. Like I'm the costume guy. Because back in October, and you were there for that event, and that made it even more fun. They paid me. I think actually your buddy was the one who paid me though, so that was cool. He was the one who set up a Pub Dubs event at Tribe Tea Lounge, and he paid me to be Terrified, the Terrified event. I was Art the Clown. Joe loved it so much that he literally was like, yo, I'm setting up a night just for you, the 27th that just passed in December, Krampus night. I was like, okay, just to let you know, I don't have a Krampus costume. I could pass the Wishmaster demon mask as a Krampus mask, but I don't have the full fucking costume to go with it. So I was like, I hope you're okay with it being the Grinch. it is a fire Grinch costume, and $1,000 mask just came in. He's like, bet, sounds good. And I was like, yeah, I mean, Grinch is basically a green Krampus anyway, so it worked. Joe had a great time. I had a great time. There's videos up on Tribe's shit of me literally dancing as the Grinch. I saved all those videos. Like, it was a good time. And they, money in hand, as soon as I said I'm riding out to go see my boy finish his set at Guildhall. Unfortunately, I was like 10 minutes late, but that's fine. The fact that you were still there with Brandon and Cynthia and Dylan was out there, for God's sake, was amazing. I saw my friend from Cherry Smash, Chris, so I'm just trying to, it's baby steps, unfortunately. Obviously, I'd love to do what I love for a living, which is dressing up or entertaining. I'm a huge, entertainer in my mind, and I would love to freaking, that's just what I feel like my true calling is, my passion. So the fact that Cherry Smash gives me the opportunity, Tribe Tea Lounge is giving me the opportunity, and then it's almost like fate, kind of like, things happen for a reason, because one of the Stilts guys, who's Jack Skellington, he was Jack Skellington in October, and he was Santa Claus Jack Skellington during December, and one of his other buddies is also out there on stilts. These guys freaking ended up loving me, and one of the guys I know, his name is Ian. His Instagram is Danger Fun. He's a great guy. He's like a jack of all trades. He does magic, he does fire, and he's done parties for Vanilla Ice's kids' birthday parties. He was on an episode of Jersey Shore doing fire spinning when they went to the Keys. So he's real fucking guy, like legit. He has a family now, and he literally supports himself off doing what he loves, and he sees the hunger I have, the drive. So he just the other day, like, I had a friend telling me, yo, you should really like follow up with him, like tell him you want to like try to get more gigs with him, or see if he can help you get gigs, because he's obviously connected. And then It's insane. Last night, literally, this man hits me up on his own. I was like, wow, that was just meant to be, bro, because he's like, hey, I'm going to help you definitely get some more gigs going into 2026. I was like, wow. I was like, I was literally going to hit you up. And then you ended up hitting me up even more, first. So I was like, that made me feel definitely like he sees the talent is there. So
the talent is there, and you should listen to these people.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, it's a combination of being stuck in, comfortability, even though I hate my two jobs unless I'm, freaking doing something entertaining. I mean, they're not hard. They're just tedious. And to me, they, aren't what I'd love to do for a freaking, life career. I love to, like everybody now in this generation, want to be their own boss, want to, make money their own way. But gig economy, what we are, in is... It's hard to like find consistency, but that's why it's nice to network with these guys. So baby steps, but yeah. Hopefully, one point in my life I can actually, do full time what I love to do. I used to on the weekends, be Spider-Man for birthday parties, but yeah, it would just be nice to, find. The problem is, it's like, Halloween only encompasses, like, now thankfully it encompasses more than just 1 month or a few days in October. All of September, people were asking me to be Art the Clown, because spooky season is considered from September to October. There's even, freaking Summerween at this point. Like, people love Halloween so much, they'll start Halloween shit in July as soon as July 4th ends. That's how it was at Cherry Smash. Is July 4th ended, the owner's like, we're putting up Halloween shit, and we started from there. So it's... Halloween has definitely grown like longer of a, it lasts longer, in the eyes of the public, but
there's so many other holidays and seasons besides Halloween.
There's Halloween and Christmas. Those are the two biggies. And then it's like after that, I feel like it gets slow again. Unless you have the clientele that you already have established, connections with. Everybody always has a birthday party. That's how I'm trying to like also think about it. Like, there's people having birthday parties or birthdays every day of their life. Weekends are a thing. And, if it's just hard though, I feel like, to like, so it's a combination of the fear of the unknown and me trying to like rationalize like, well, how are you going to really be able to, but like I said, there's this guy, Ian, who, Danger Fun, who has a family now. He's like, well, I used to be a coder and I made shit money. So he's like, well, I figured if I'm going to make shit money doing something I hate, versus making possibly shit money, at least doing something I love, like, I'll choose the alternative. And I was like, good for you. And he's like, and now, thanks to people, he's like, because I don't even market myself. He's like, yeah, like I make videos, but really it helps when somebody else makes a video for you, and then that shit ends up going viral. He did like a bachelor party for this one rent, like one of these mansion parties, like these rich people, and that video ended up getting him 10 million freaking views, most views he's ever had, and he didn't pay.
Was that on TikTok or
that was
YouTube?
On Instagram, I think. This man's on Instagram. He's on everything probably, but I definitely know his Instagram. It's Danger Fun. He's cool. He's a nice guy. I feel like people have even went to his shows. Like I saw John. Remember, forget her name, but John Schaefer, I think his name is. I don't know if you know John Schaefer, but one of his like, you know him, right? Yeah, he went to. I saw one of the Danger Fun's videos, and I see him out there like. He got called up to the stage to help Ian with his magic tricks. I'm like, holy shit, there you go, man. It's a small world, so I don't know. Sorry to ramble. But yeah, it's entertainment would be, the end game. Just doing what I love like everybody wants to. But cheers to that.
I don't know. I think you're selling yourself short. So let's talk about it. YouTube versus TikTok.
Oh Jesus! Well, I kind of know where I'm at now with that. I mean, at this point, I'm almost like fuck them both. Like, I mean, they're great, but like, I've been on YouTube since 2008 and been a person who loved YouTube even before that, obviously. But I've been on YouTube as a channel back in the old days, Vasily Universe, and then Mikey, my brother, because we share a YouTube channel, changed it to Slasher Steve, just because he became a teacher for a while, and he's like, I don't want these videos to, like, get me in trouble because we curse a lot in Slasher Friends, whatever. Which is fine, I guess. I'm okay with it being called Slasher Steve, even though it was always Vasily Universe. But, I mean, and nowadays it kind of works because I have, just like this guy, just like we got Metahuman Macaluco, and he's doing the right thing, basically creating on every social media platform, he's sticking to that one name because that's how you basically like grow a following, as being known as one entity. Just like that, it's Slasher Steve has pretty much taken, and this link tree has all of that shit, just like his. There we go. You stick to one name, one marketable name, you're going to be way easier to find. That's why I changed my Instagram for years it was Dexter the Pokédex, which I was so proud of. That was my photography page. But then Instagram became TikTok Reels, basically, Insta Reels. So, like, there's pictures on Instagram, but it's not about that anymore. Everything has become TikTok. And that's why I jumped ship. YouTube, fucking love YouTube. But ever since YouTube got hit with all the copyright shit from the Viacom lawsuit of Nickelodeon getting pissed at all this shit. That was years ago, but YouTube after that, I swear to God, it never has been the same. Because you post anything nowadays, you use, and even you used to deal with it, but with the music, that's a whole different thing. WMG, Warner Music Group. It's just, and TikTok.
Made villains out of those guys.
Right. That was like the first like ops. But, and TikTok even is the same way, and I get it, copyright. Bro, I'm not trying to make money off, like using your shit. They understand, but they still want to get their piece. So they'll mute your video or they'll fricking take your shit down. We started off on YouTube. I say we. He's still on YouTube. This guy got me to fricking post like one of my raps, the Home Movies rap, which is a classic. It's been made for years, and I have so much content that he always says I'm just sitting on for YouTube. All I'm
saying is if you take all your TikToks and upload them onto your YouTube channel.
But that's the thing, like, they're so short, and I know you want to say, oh, well, then make them into, like, but then I feel like I'm cheap, like, they were meant to be single entities.
No, okay, I did that one time, just as a, like,
it was it's a good suggestion.
But,
I don't know.
I'm not even saying, do one whole thing, just upload each individual one. Because you could still...
There's YouTube Shorts, right, because YouTube is trying to be TikTok, too. Because the attention spans of these new the kids and everything, they have squirrel attention spans.
It's also adults, too, bro.
Yeah, well...
Fully grown adults.
That's what's happening.
I've met 35-year-old women who just...
Right, and that's just, it's not even anybody's fault. It's just a symptom of having a phone at your disposal that has access to everything you could ever want at the click of a finger. Your time feels more valuable, so you're going to swipe up. You're going to, I don't know. The point is, I still love YouTube, but I kind of fell off of YouTube especially ever since Slasher Friends ended, because that was like our baby. Like, get into that whole thing, but basically this man wrote a comic book in middle school of killers that we all, know and love, and then I was like, shit, let's fucking film that shit and put it up on YouTube. Two worlds meet, two minds combine, and you freaking get, like what ended up being Slasher Friends, which was, in my opinion, still like our best thing we ever did. The problem is they're copyrighted characters. That's fine. It was all for fun. That was our weekends, just like, expressing ourselves through videos and making, movies and short films. But like, yeah, I don't know. I fell off YouTube. The attention spans got smaller. I was like, fuck, finally in 2020, I think I finally made a TikTok. I was trying to avoid having China have all my information, but I was like, fuck it. China's going to have everybody's information no matter what. Fuck it, make a TikTok. Like, also, my brother basically pushed me in that direction because he's like, okay. Like, I'd make a video and it would just be on my phone, or I'd make a Snapchat out of it. And he's like, okay, now take that video and upload that to TikTok. And I was like, I don't have a TikTok account. He's like, make one. And I was like, fuck it. Like, we're doing it live. So I made a TikTok, tried going down that avenue. I'm not saying I'm giving up on TikTok, but in a way
You shouldn't give up on any of them.
Bro, I've just lost. It's you get beaten down, and I'm not saying to give up on your dreams, but like, bro, like, how many videos can you make that just don't make the numbers? Like, and I.
Well, it depends on who comments on this video.
Right. Shout out to whoever watches this video. Thank you. It's, it's just discouraging after a while. And you never give up, which is always an inspiration. Like, you have over 1,000 fans or YouTube subscriptions, and you're still out there. Like, you've got like the world at your tip, because you do. If you don't give up, you still have that fucking potential. Me, I'm just like, bro, like, I work too fucking long, and I do too much bullshit throughout the day, where it's like, if I make videos on top of that, I feel like, and it's not an excuse, but I make videos in my free time too, which I still try to every once in a while, just to like cleanse the palate and do something creative. But it's like, I'm like, what's the point? I'm not trying to sound like defeatist, but like, God, it's just like, yeah, like, I appreciate every single freaking person who watches and comments and shares my shit. But I'm like, I see a video of a fucking kid picking his nose or like falling down on the sidewalk. I'm like, 10 million hits on YouTube and TikTok. I'm like, how the fuck does that work? And I fucking put in like 2 hours into this video and I got shit out of it. So it's just frustrating. Like, I know you're like getting heated about listening to me.
I'm not getting heated.
It's just, I'm like, bro, like, it just pisses me off. I'll be honest. It pisses me off because I put effort into my shit. And
everybody does.
Yeah, okay, yeah, even the guy picks his ass. And it's like, bro, but like, I put effort into this shit, and like, I just don't see the amount of like the response that I would really hope to get out of it. But it's not what it's about. Every person who watches your shit matters. Every freaking view, every comment, every eye you get on you, that's something. That's a person who went out of their way to like view your shit. I appreciate every single one of y'all. But yeah, I'm just tired, man. Like, turned 30 years old, and I'm fucking like, bro, everyone's like, you're young. I'm like, oh, fuck. That was the birthday. I was like, y'all can keep that one. But I digress. I'm just, the older I get, I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to always appreciate the creative shit and the art and everything. But I'm like, well, where's the money coming from? Where's the, I'm not trying to even sound like that's where, but in this life, and this is why I love movies, but in this fucking life, I'm like, what makes the world go round? Well, money, where are you going to, like, what's going to help you feed yourself or a family or support yourself? I'm like, and if I'm not like, I'm like, maybe I don't have what it takes to freaking, be I'm not trying to be an influencer, but it would be nice, to fucking like have a following that I could, kind of like do what I love and live off of, entertaining. I don't know. Give me your 2 cents. Now tell me I'm wrong. Like,
nah, dude. Listen.
I hope you get where I'm coming from.
I do, but the most important thing is you recognize that you have your own set of supporters. Okay, probably some of them don't really fuck with me like that. Some of them do. It is what it is. I don't know. I don't think you should be so hard on yourself. I think you should, make an attempt to do whatever. Like, what's the worst that can happen? 1 view, 2 views,
All
3
right.
views.
I get it. That's
Put the fries in the bag.
right.
Buddy,
That's what I
I'm
feel.
already at a smoke shop.
Right. And the ice cream place. Put the ice cream in the cone. Fuck. So.
But if you really want to press me about it, you know where I work. You know where I'm at. Like, if you want to press me about how I do my own content, that's on you. But all I'm saying is, Bub, you gotta take a chill pill and realize that you're doing great. Everyone loves you. Everyone's been fucking watching your TikToks. Sometimes I go out and people ask about you, like, oh, how's your buddy Steve, and this, that, and the other. Yeah, you make that face every time, and you look at me like I'm fucking speaking Chinese. Mandarin. But anyway, before we digress, is there anything you'd like to say to the audience? Any advice to any people who want to get into the shit that you're doing?
A wise man once told me, nobody is ever going to care more about your dream than you do. Food for thought. So at the end of the day, everybody knows this. It always comes down to you. And that's why don't listen to me. Don't give up on your dreams. Listen to him more. He's more, positive. He's more of an inspiration. He's a local legend. I think Slasher Steve is getting, into kind of like the scene more, and the name is sticking more, hopefully, and people will, hit me up if you need an Art the Clown or a Grinch. I don't fucking know what to tell you. Or a Ghostface or a Michael Myers.
Or a Harry Warden.
Right, exactly. My Bloody Valentine reference, goated. Like, it just follow your dreams. Do your homework, eat vegetables, brush your teeth. I have more inspirational quotes here. Yeah, just do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. And that's where we're trying to get. That's where I'm trying to get. And I know that's what this guy's out there every day in the field doing what he loves to do. And he's making a name for himself. That's the only thing I could ever tell anybody is don't give up and follow your own path. It's the journey, not the destination. That's generic as fuck, but I have to believe in that shit because I take it day by day. You can't look at the big picture, otherwise you'll get tunnel vision and it'll feel like the world is fucking closing in on you. You gotta use your imagination, and you gotta tell yourself every day that you are worth it, and I should take my own advice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It's just easier said than done. Isn't that right, Meatwad?
Alrighty.
Yeah. Before we go, though, I have a surprise for you. You weren't expecting this, kids. Now, there's 2 surprises here. I want you to open this bag and show the audience. The first one on top. Hey, the fireworks. Happy New Year's Eve. But it's going to be New Year's when this comes out. 2026. The first thing in the bag, I put it on top because now that you've seen all the Terrifier movies, with me especially, I was so happy I was there for that. And when I say all Terrifier movies, that means All Hallows Eve included. Get on that shit. If y'all don't know, y'all know now. All Hallows Eve. First thing on top is because now you are indoctrined into the clown. You are now a true terrifiery, a terrorizer, whatever the fuck. The second thing on the bottom of that, make sure you show both to the audience so they see how cool they are. And you can rock these things anywhere you go. The second thing underneath the first thing is for hopefully that thing that happens on my birthday, the Ghostface rave party that we're trying to... That's a secret? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, more to come on that. But here.
Thank you.
Merry Birthmas.
No way. This fucking guy. Oh, no.
So now you are officially swagged out with my favorite clown.
Fuck Pennywise. It's all about art.
Fuck Pennywise, except Welcome to Derry was actually fire, so I can't even say fuck Pennywise.
That's facts.
That's facts. And there you go.
Yeah, man. This is so fire, bro.
Yeah, they're both you're a large, right?
Yeah, man.
There you go. Those are both your size. Thank you, Walmart.
GalaxyCon Nightmare Weekend. We're coming for you.
Fuck with your boy.
Yeah, man. Yes. Anyways, this is your boy, Metahuman Macaluco.
And Slasher Steve.
And Slasher Steve for Audi 5-0. Expect new shit throughout the year.
No, 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 no.